PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Hey, this is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 21st day of October. James Spann here. What a great time of the year. Cool, crisp nights and comfortable days, but the weather's going to change before the week is over and we turn wet. Let's take a look at some Skycam shots around the network this afternoon. What a beautiful day. Looking right down the Tom Bigby River from our Skycam on top of the Demopolis Civic Center in West Alabama on a bright, sunny October day with temperatures up in the 70s. All of that water flows down here. Gulf of Mexico, that's a Skycam from the Phoenix All Suites. Looking west from Gulf Shores, looking right over the public beach. What a great time of the year to be down there. And another wonderful spot. How about Chehaw State Park? That's Alabama's highest mountain, just south of Anniston. Elevation up there, 2,407 feet at the peak. Colors beginning to show nicely on the hillside, and again, the sky bright and sunny. There's our water vapor satellite shot. Trough digging down across the Rockies. And that's going to spin up a whopper of a storm out there across the middle of the nation over the next couple of days. Temperatures for now moderating. Nice to see the warmer readings coming in from the south. You know, it was downright cold the last couple of mornings. We got highs mostly in the low and mid-70s right now. But no 80s for a while. We think temperatures will stay below average for the next 7 to 10 days. Rain expected for the next 5 days, valid through Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. And this is suggesting rainfall amounts of about 1 inch around here, and we think that sounds right. The better rain opportunity will be Thursday night, Friday, and Friday night. Convective outlook for the rest of this afternoon and tonight. Got a slight risk of severe weather over the western plains. And tomorrow the risk shifts southeast down into parts of eastern Texas and around the Arklatex. That includes Dallas-Fort Worth and Shreveport, Tyler, Longview, Texas. Don't expect any severe weather here Friday because the air should be too stable. And yeah, look at the day 2 snow outlook. Looks like a whopper of a snowstorm for parts of Nebraska and Kansas. Tomorrow, we're talking potential of over 1 foot in isolated spots of heavy, wet snow. At one point, the Weather Service in North Platte, Nebraska, called this thing a potentially catastrophic winter storm. You don't hear that very often in October. The problem being the heavy, wet snow and the leaves still on the trees, maybe widespread power outages there. So that'll be interesting to watch and see how that unfolds. And while that goes on, don't forget this is still hurricane season. And we've got that little blow up in the western Caribbean. You know, some of the models have tried to pull that up into the Gulf and then coming across the Florida Peninsula over the weekend. We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, no sign of any organization, though. Let's look at the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. There's the big upper low developing over Kansas, and we note this run is trending farther to the south on that big bowling ball. Down below that, that suggests heavy snow developing tomorrow over the plains of Colorado and western parts of Kansas up into Nebraska. Goodland, Kansas, and points north could be a big snowstorm. We stayed dry. Nice day tomorrow. Thursday, deep upper level low centered over Kansas and Nebraska. And again, you can see that more than likely some snow still could be falling, that heavy wet snow from dynamic cooling. Down below that on Thursday, at the surface, we've got rain trying to move into West Alabama Thursday afternoon. We'll probably need to go ahead and mention the chance of a shower Thursday afternoon, the rain becoming more likely Thursday night. And Friday, that low is near Springfield, Missouri. And you can see somewhat of a negative tilt extending down into the deep south. And if we had unstable air, that could be a big severe weather problem. But we think the air will be relatively cool and stable, being fed in by that surface high near Atlantic City, New Jersey. So Friday looks wet with temperatures only in the low 60s, periods of rain throughout the day, probably lingering Friday night. What about the weekend? Now, we've got that cold core upper low just north of us. Very cold air aloft, but we dry slot. Down below that, a slot of dry air rotates in here. And inevitably, we'll see some cumulus clouds developing, but nothing showing up on the model. We might want to consider a slight chance of an afternoon shower because of the cold air aloft, but certainly most of Saturday should be dry with a partly sunny sky. And the latest run here really lifts all of that north on Sunday. With the snow around the Great Lakes and heavy rain up in New England, but around here, that looks relatively dry, as does Monday of next week. And Tuesday of next week, same deal. Looks awfully nice. And again, for the moment, the idea of a big widespread frost is off the table. But again, we'll watch this carefully as it unfolds. The end of the forecast, the 6th of November, troughing off to the west, ridging over Florida. And again, it's that battle between the cold air over the northern part of the continent and the warmer air down here, and that's the reason that is our fall tornado season. So we'll be watching carefully as we get into November for signs of any severe weather issues. That's it for the Weather Extreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, the next video by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.